make America great again. Show your ass saying bacon, water, whip, wait again.
I'm in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Yo. This is In Black America Radio. We are back, black, and full in effect. This is your host, Rasta B. It is May 4th, 2018, and you know what we're talking about. We're going to be talking about that Kanye West comment where he said that 400 years of slavery sound like a choice to him. We're going to build on that. We're going to talk about, you know what I'm saying, Trump, current events, you know, banter, whatnot. We're really going to get into this Kanye West thing because it really got a lot of black people angry, emotional, and thinking. And that's good. But we also got to tell you what other shit behind the scenes that we don't know about. But as always, the guest calling number is 646-716-4654. And like always, before we do anything else, we're going to bring our guest host, me and my co-host, Smoke on. Smoke, are you there?
Yes, sir. What's poppin'?
Very. What's going on, man? How's your week? Yeah, we pretty much your week.
Shit, man, I'm Kanye West out, man. That's all I've been fucking hearing all week. Yo, Kanye, did you hear Kanye? Kanye. Oh, man, I'm Kanye out.
So what you thought about it?
Well, it was a good week, though.
No, I'm saying what you thought about the Kanye joint, though. What you thought about the Kanye shit?
I mean, the comments mostly, like, you know, what I took from it was, you know, the main points that he was making, or that I took from it was, like, you know, having free thought and, you know, like, changing your circumstances, you know what I'm saying? So, or changing your reality. So, for me, I felt like he was on point when you're thinking of it in that matter. And so, for me, those were the two main things, but it seems like, or not seems like, but it is, it's like what's being focused on is, you know, the 400-year slavery comment. And then it's like, it's not even really.
No, I disagree.
It's a change on what he said.
They're not focusing. Nah, I disagree. They're not focusing on the 400-year slavery comment. They're not even mentioning that. What they keep saying is Kanye said slavery was a choice.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not mentioning.
They changing his quote, basically.
Yeah. Right. They're not saying that he said 400 years of slavery. They keep saying slavery was a choice. That's why I be laughing, because I'm laughing at the Stephen A. Smith. He got a comment on it. I'm like, Stephen A. Smith? Stephen A. Smith?
That people call coon. A known coon. That people call coon. The community
right?
labels him as a coon. So, and that's what I'm seeing also. It's
look, I saw Luke
call somebody
commenting on it. I saw Luke commenting on it. I'm like, Luke is doing good. Luke, who did a video of him and his homeboys pissing on black women off a yacht. Luke. The whole career for degrading the black community. Luke. Then you see, like you said a couple of minutes ago, pretty much.
Yeah. And so that's
what you say about it?
What'd you say?
No, I said, Luke got something to say about it? Like,
oh, yeah. I mean, So it's just like, you know what I mean? Mr. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Degrading the black community. Made a career degrading. Went to the MTV Awards with 2 black women with a leash around their neck, Snoop Dogg. These are the people that's calling Kanye a creep. T.I. on the Breakfast Club, right? In the middle of him talking about how Kanye's a coon, he also had a debate about him creating trap music. I'm like, what the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? This is a dude, and we had this conversation earlier, Smoke. This is a dude that is making a comment about Kanye West's comment, but at the same time says he's not smart enough to have the conversation with Trump, while the community is saying Trump is stupid.
Right.
So you could, you know what I mean? So you could sit there and you could talk shit against your brother, right, about a comment he made about a choice. Since when did choice become bad in the black community? Again, the brother never said slavery was a choice. He said 400 years. And this is the funny thing, Smoke. We don't even give our own females in our family 400 years. You know what I'm saying? We give them 4 times to go back to that dude who going upside their head, and when not even 4 times, I'm saying that's too much. You know what I'm saying? But if a dude go upside your sister's head, and you go over there and rough him up, and then she back over there, and then he go upside her head, you go over there and rough him up, and she back. After a while, you're gonna say, you know what? Don't call me again. You must like that. You keep going back. We'll understand this for that. Right. You know what I'm saying? We'll understand this for that. We'll understand another narrative, folks. God or Yahweh put a curse on you for not obeying some funky-ass commandments. And because you ain't you ain't follow these laws and statutes, we're going to enslave you for 400 years. And we're like, yeah, I can see that. That's us. We hard-headed. We hard-headed. You know what I'm saying? And we'll agree to that. But Kanye's saying 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice. Oh, you disrespecting the ancestors. I'm disrespecting the ancestors.
Yeah, that's what
we would say.
It's one of those key words, key phrases.
Yeah, but I'm like, let's think. If you're how could prior to Kanye West saying this comment, black people would tell you if you told them, yo, we're dealing with 400 years of oppression in America, right? And black people will tell you, nah, that shit, our oppression never ended. This shit's still going on. How funny is this, Smoke, that when the Ava DuVernay movie came out, 13th?
Yeah, right.
Black people, oh, look, see, prisons is modern-day slavery. Okay, so prisons is modern-day slavery. Check. What about our music, Smoke? What do our music promote? Gang violence.
Yeah.
Anti-black lyrics. It's a death culture. And listening and following into it, you know what I'm saying? That shit send your ass to motherfucking jail. You got people like Troy Ave and Taxstone right now about to fight it out in court. You see what I'm saying? Over this shit. So it's like you listening to music where the shit glorifies activities that's gonna send you to prison. You hear black people cry, the The school to prison pipeline. The school to prison pipeline. They sending out boys, and that's free labor. And black people make up the majority of people in jail. So black people make up the majority of people in jail. Oh, excuse me, I forgot. John Legend. There's more black people incarcerated now in prisons than there were during the times of slavery. Okay, so now that we've all compared our conditions now to our conditions then, right? Now, let's ask the question of choice. All the time, Smoke, that we was dealing with in Black America Radio, right? We were talking, you know what I'm saying, in building. Some of the key points that we hit upon or whatever like that, some of the key points that we hit upon was how the politicians don't represent us. You know what I'm saying? We talk about that, how the politicians don't represent us. We talk about how we don't have an economy to even pay the politicians to represent us. We talk about how dumb decisions that was made in the past, is what affected what's going on now in the future. We talk about if you go back in the past and not listening to the narrative, to actually read the writings and listen to the speeches of and study the people, your ancestors, and you read your Booker T's and your W.E.B. Du Bois's or your Bicos and, you know what I'm saying, your ancients, and read up their stories and what they said, you'll start to see and realize that, in fact, they mentally were stronger than we are now, wittier than we are now, had more ambition than we have now. They was willing to challenge the white person way more often than we do now. You see what I'm saying? I read in the book White Trash, the 400-year history of classism in America, where W.E.B. Du Bois told white people, okay, like basically in a nutshell, you're right, y'all smarter than us, y'all better than us, y'all whatever, everything y'all just better. We ain't shit. So get rid of them laws and let's compete. He said this in the 1800s. Black people now scared to say we want rights for black people without having to say brown or minority or people of color. We can't even say we want something for our own now in 2018. But in the 1800s, black people were standing up and speaking for self. You see what I'm saying? So yes, so when you hearing choice deals within decisions, and every decision comes with a consequence. It don't matter how many enslaved Africans fought their oppression, whether they died, whether they lived, whether they got moved from Florida down to Mexico, from Fort Negro. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, you got to look at the future to understand the effects of what happened in the past. And we're getting weaker and weaker and weaker, more submissive, and getting more pet-like towards these white people. You see what I'm saying? So these are choices. They are choices. Because if you didn't want it, you would do something to change it. But to keep listening to politicians and our so-called black leaders for 40, 50, 60 years, keep telling us, that's right, but we're going to fight against this white man still? We still fighting against the white man? Where the fuck is our goddamn progress then? There is none. Right. To listen to black people say, oh, we got to do something about the Voting Rights Act because if we don't do something, they're going to take our rights away to vote. Still? You mean to tell me you don't got no balls to say to yourself, I'm not signing shit and I dare you to take away my fucking rights to vote? Nope. We ain't got that in us. We're complicit in our oppression. And it hurt when Kanye put that mirror to your face and you looked at your blue eyes and your blonde weave, black woman, or you looked at your fucking silky hair and your, you know what I mean, your S curls and your motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, your smooth, pretty self, black man. No ruggedness, no fight, no drive. You in the mirror trying to be out pretty your girl, you know what I'm saying? And then you looked in the mirror and that's what hurt. It hurt because you have no rebuttal. That's why they had to change the narrative and say, Kanye said slavery was a choice. And everybody's like, oh, I could argue that point. You mean to tell me my people chose to get on them ships and chain themselves? Nobody said that. We're talking 400 years. If you have 4 generations of your family living in the projects, you would not say, well, they ain't got no choice. The white man keeps them down. You won't say that. You'll sit right there and tell them, yo, you got choices. Here's what you can do to get out of the situation that you in. Oh, well, see, our people during them times, they didn't have them options, brother. But then you got to count because it's 400 years. It's not 100 years. It's not 200 years. It's not 300 years. Hell, it's not even 400 years at this point. We 400 plus. We 500 years because now we're in the 2000s. So we 500 years of slavery. So I guess that part was wrong, Kanye. But we 500 years. And I see willing participants. I see black people marching for gay rights, minorities. We always fighting for people of color. We'll sit there and argue with a black man, black woman. We'll argue with a black man if a black man say, yo, man, we got to get these foreigners out of our community. Everybody got the rights. Why you hating on? Like, why are we even bickering with ourselves? You have a gender war between the black man and the black woman? Go ahead, Smoke. So, you know, Smoke and Smoke.
Yeah, I mean, you pretty much was hitting everything on the damn head, you know what I'm saying? But,
it's crazy, man.
The thing that you know, that I see, you know, is like it's a lot of the same narrative being spoken on. Because I mean, all right, Kanye said something, you know, whether you agree with it or not, the way it's been played up is gonna be sensationalizing. So, you know, people won't have shit to say about it. You know, it's just how it is in America. You know, they play shit up in the media. But it's like when you look at the you know, like individual speaking, you know, whether it's just, you know, a person posting on the, you know, social media, or whether it's like a person of importance on TV speaking, it's all like the same tunes. And so you start thinking, well, damn, like where are we drawing this shit from? And so when you really, you know, pull back the layers or whatever, it's really a democratic tone. And so
it is.
And so Kanye mentioned in there free thinking. And, you know, I had looked up on Wikipedia earlier. It was a definition of free thought, free thinking, free thought. It says free thought is a philosophical viewpoint which holds that positions regarding truth shall be formed on the basis of logic, reason, empiricism, rather than authority, tradition, revelation, or dogma. In particular, free thought is strong. In particular, free thought is strongly tied with rejection of traditional social or religious belief systems. The cognitive application of free thought is known as free thinking, and practitioners of free thought are known as free thinkers. The term first came into use into the 17th century in order to indicate people who inquired into the basis of traditional religious beliefs. So it sounds like the basis of this is niggas who be banging on religion. Okay?
Yeah.
And it goes on a little bit further.
Highly religious. But wait, hold on. Niggas was highly religious because a lot of this shit is based out of Europe because that's who fucking conquered us. So they brung their way of living into another world. So these niggas that's getting heavily indoctrinated with fucking religion, they knowing you got other people, because you can't fool everybody. You got other people that's like, yo, this shit don't make no sense. So everything that the idea of that philosophy of free thought literally is just a counter argument to group thinking. How ironic is that? How ironic is that? That earlier, when Erykah Badu had the video window seat that we were speaking about earlier, Smoke offline and shit, she got the video window seat. She gets shot. Blood oozes out of her, and the shit says group thinking or some shit like that, a group thought or some shit like that. Right? Everybody, yo, that's deep, yo. So now the counter of group thought is free thinking, and niggas like, yo, that's that white man bullshit. So now thinking free is some white people shit. Thinking is white people now, right? Like, come on, man. Like, this shit it gets disgusting at some point. You know what I'm saying? That we have black people now that we're so beat up and so insecure with who we are that we hold on to being victims. We hold on to being beat down and battered. Like, we need that to we're like abused kids. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like one of them kids when I was younger, right, where I wanted attention, so I would do bad shit to get hit. You know what I'm saying? So my mother used to be like, damn, you act like I got to hit you just to whatever. You know, I can't remember the shit because it was not long ago. But you know what I'm saying? And that's how we are now as black people. It's like if we're not getting killed by police, right, and screaming and hollering about it, then we won't be heard. You see what I'm saying? If we're not screaming racism, if we're not doing all of this. When I say screaming, I don't mean it as a blaming. So I don't want nobody to get that misconstrued. I'm not saying nothing that I'm saying as a blaming. I'm saying everything as in the counter argument to being a victim is to be the victor, and that's to stand up and fight back. But we don't want to stand up and fight back, or we don't see the importance of standing up and fighting back. You see what I'm saying? So then we end up looking back at the victim part and saying, but it's way more rewarding. You can get more money being a coon than being a scholar. You know what I'm saying? So on a financial level, which one would you be? You see what I'm saying? And that's where we at right now. It's like we want so fucking bad to be that fucking victim, to be sympathized, that we're cool to be number two. You know what I'm saying? We'll sit there, we'll bark on each other, shoot at each other, rise up raw, scream, and show all kind of fucking whatever energy towards each other. But then when it comes to the white side, we will bow down, we'll cower, and talk about how much. Like I said, niggas is mad because you're saying you had an option in your fucking oppression. If you can admit that your people had an option in your oppression, which people is admitting, Smoke? Ironically, every time you hear somebody say, oh, okay, but if we all would have jumped off the ships and died, we wouldn't have been here now. Right? That means you made a choice, my nigga, to stay on the boat. You see what I'm saying? When you watch your woman getting raped and you getting beat and all of that shit, you had a choice. You made a choice. And when you raise the next generation up and had them prepared for the shit that they're gonna have to deal with, you made a choice. And when you died off and they kept growing up, and that kid grew up and he said, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm running. Or fuck this shit, I'm killing this cracker. He made a choice. And if he survived, that choice led to that. If he died, that choice led to that. If he didn't do that, and he kept on tradition and kissing master's ass just to survive and breed, to keep the population hoping and wishing that everything, all of those are fucking choices. But guess what? Every choice causes a reaction. So if you're sitting over here now and you're going along to get along, it might take 400 years for some goddamn progress and change. And if you keep on that pace, it's going to take you another 400 years. to get some type of progress. Then you got other people that chops the crack ahead, like in Mexico, Yabo. Y'all can check Henry Louis Gates' Black in Latin America, the Mexican part where they talk about that story. He said he killed so many goddamn crackers. They said, hey, you know what? You can stay on that side. And they just broke up the street so nobody go down there and they can't come out where they at. You know what I'm saying? And guess what? Their slavery was over less than 400 years. So it's like these are choices. And when you understand it's a choice, no matter what choice, it's not a right or wrong. But when you understand you have choices, that means you can stand up and do something. But if you follow an ideology that you don't have a choice, then that means you lying down there getting walked on. And that's a weird way of thinking, black people. Go ahead, Smoke.
Yeah, all right, so just to finish the definition, free thought, to go further, it says, free thinkers hold that knowledge should be grounded in facts, scientific inquiry, and logic. The skeptical application of science implies freedom from the intellectually limiting effects of confirmation bias, cognitive bias, conventional wisdom, popular culture, prejudice, or sectarianism. So it's basically, you know, this whole, I guess you could say, whole process or thought process comes from battling religion and questioning that, questioning tradition. So, you know, and what you were saying earlier, you know, you were speaking towards like victimhood. That victimhood that you see, you know, all of us holding on to, that's responding to the Kanye's, that's having, you know, the outlashes, that victimhood is the basis of the Democratic strategy. In order for them to exist, they have to have that victimhood. And so when you notice, anytime they needing us to do something, go vote for something, they go and play on that. They play on the civil rights. They play on Trump and everything going on within you know, all of the negative shit that's going on in the black community. It's never a situation of improving it or changing it. It's always the basis of it actually happening and us needing to do something. So that's like the strategy of it. And so now when you look at those who talking, because the reality of it is most of the detractors of Kanye is Democrats, Democratic followers. They was, you know, either on the Bernie side, you know, going with Hillary. And so now you see the direct correlation of how we tied into that rhetoric. All you hear is the victimhood of it. You never hear the powerful. You never hear anyone trying to make his statements. Or I shouldn't say never, but the majority is not trying to even take, you know, powerfulness, you know, make power out of his statement. And so the first thing we grab on to is the victim side. So I wanted to read a little bit further because it was a quote from philosopher Bertrand Russell. He wrote in an essay in 1944, and the essay was titled The Value of Free Thought. And he has a couple quotes from here. So the first quote is, what makes a free thinker is not his beliefs, but the way in which he holds them. If he holds them because his elders told him they were true when he was young, or if he holds them because he would be unhappy, his thought is not free. But if he holds them because after careful thought, he finds a balance of evidence in their favor, then his thought is free, however odd these conclusions may seem. And so, you know, in that quote he mentions, if he holds them because his elders told him. What's the common point that you hear us saying? The ancestors told us. The ancestors. Yeah, so it's like...
Well, here's the funny thing, Smoke. Half the time we don't even... Clearly, once you start hearing a lot of black people, including myself, say, even Harriet Tubman said that she could have freed more slaves if only they knew they were slaves. And then people say, that's a fake quote from Harriet Tubman. So we don't even know what the hell our ancestors said. Let's keep it all the way in the buck. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know. Because these motherfuckers remixing our shit all of a sudden. I'm like, what? How? So it's like, so don't even say that. Just like what you're saying with the free thought thing, hold on if it's true. Or hold on if you can make sense out of it that give you balance and peace within your life. You know what I'm saying? If it give you balance and peace within your life to walk into the house with no shoes, you know what I'm saying, to take your shoes off or to go outside and just bask in the sun and think whatever like that, cool. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing something for tradition or because somebody told you you must do this, yo, why are you praying 5 times? Oh, we must pray the 5 times. You're not free, my nigga. You're a slave. And the irony of the whole shit, too, Smoke, and that's according to the book Leopold. I'm gonna say the whole shit later. I'm gonna look it up. The Leopold book that I was reading from in earlier shows. When you was in Africa, the European brought his religion sect over there first, and when they indoctrinated you into their religious belief, that's then when they sent you into slavery. They put you into the religion first and then into the slavery. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that mind frame is not free. You cannot think on a level like, yo, let me grow when you're stuck because you're afraid, you know what I'm saying, to say to yourself like, oh, I must not do this because if I do this, then I'm going to be banished and you locking yourself in. If somebody say don't step on the crack, you're going to break your mother's back, step on that fucking crack and then go home. And if you see your mother stretching and running and all kind of shit, that means that shit was a lie. If they say break a glass going to give you 7 years of bad luck, break 3 of them motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? And if you hit the lottery or you doing good in life and shit like that, that means that shit's a lie. And you're gonna feel a tension. I can't explain this, but I'm gonna tell you this. You're gonna feel a tension come off your chest every time you break them superstitions that you grew up believing in. I guarantee it. You're gonna feel a tension come off your chest. I can't even explain what the fuck that shit is. But as soon as you start breaking them down, them superstitions, you're gonna feel it come off your chest, and that's when you're gonna realize, oh shit, I can't even explain this shit. You know what I'm saying? I can't even explain this shit, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I feel it.
Yo, we all got choices, man. We all got choices. But peep this though. Speaking of choices, here's a story I just seen on Yahoo. Right. So here's the title. The title is called Donald Trump reportedly approves race summit with Colin Kaepernick. Right? So are they going to call him Coon Kaepernick next? Because he's going to Donald Trump approves the summit? All right. You got to work. You got to work if you're trying to get your agenda across. You know what I'm saying? You can't sit in the back line crying. President Donald Trump has approved a White House summit to discuss race and has invited Colin Kaepernick and Kanye West. Oh, okay, so they're invited. So we'll see if they accept the invite. A pastor who met with Trump told People magazine, football great Jim Brown and legend boxer Mike Tyson also will be on the guest list, according to the Reverend Darrell Scott, the White House outside advisor, who said he spoke to Trump in the Oval Office Thursday during the event for the National Day of Prayer. Scott said the president was committed to the multiracial gathering, which will include musicians and athletes in perhaps early summer. He is 100% for it, Scott said. He is enthusiastic about it. Trump, who history is rife with racial comments and behavior, will be there, Scott said. We don't want to sanitize it, Scott said. I want people from the left to attend. I want it to get heated, but I want it to be respectful. Scott is organizing the summit with Andrew Giuliani, a top aide in the White House office, of public liaison and son of Trump lawyer Rudolph Giuliani. Right? Fucking Giuliani's. Reported political, you know what I'm saying, rats, which describe plans for the race conference as preliminary. It's funny that the stop and frisk people are going to be there too, though, right? Kaepernick may be the most surprised invitee given Trump's criticism of the NFL quarterback in the league after he stated a widespread movement of athletes kneeling for the national anthem in protest of racial injustice and police brutality. That will be funny, though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even really think about that. Like, hey, now I got the sons of a bitch in here. You know what I'm saying? That would be funny. But that's my whole point. My point is this. Get the emotions and shit out and understand we need to be represented. It don't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat in office. It don't matter if somebody, he's racist or whatever like that. Listen, cut the motherfucking check, because that's how government works. Now, we got to call us.
That's how the shit works. That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's how that shit works. Yeah, but let me get this caller in.
All right.
Caller 44921. What's your name and where you calling from?
Yeah, this is Naj in Atlanta. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, brother? Naj?
Yeah, man. I guess there's a lot here. First thing would be, critical thinking or being a free thinker. All of that is cool, especially when you're actually doing it. But when your thoughts end up being on the side of the status quo, you're not actually talking about free thinking. You're just talking about figuring out a way to try to shoehorn yourself into the hallways of power and see if you can get something out of it. The problem becomes if you don't have a political background and you don't know enough, then you can easily be used. Take, for example, this administration. He benefits from his opposition to people who look like Kanye West. That's his base. His base is opposed to that group of people. So what does he gain by doing anything for anybody on that other side? Nothing. Matter of fact, the best example he could use was somebody like Kanye. He could say, see, I'm not racist. I spoke to that guy Kanye. Meanwhile, he can keep rolling out the policies. He can keep going, doing his dog whistle campaign rallies and things like that. We got to come to an understanding that we can't just do stuff on the fly. Like, if you don't have any background in studying U.S. politics from the past 50 years, what policies were for us, what policies were against us, how were these things achieved, then, this, like, you can seem rational or seem calm and reason when going completely against your own interests by just being a contrarian. And this is the mistake that Kanye is making that he doesn't even see. Trump gets a lot from him. But what Kanye actually gets out of the whole transaction at the end of the day will be what? A loss of his brand, a loss in prestige, being looked at in a different way. And here's a little secret. Those MAGA folks aren't going to come out to his concerts and support his music going forward. So it's like you're appealing to a base that doesn't want you. So just the whole strategy from day one is already thrown off. And like that so-called minister who wants to have this racial summit with Donald Trump. A racial summit for what? When you have an administration that's opposed to you, that's your period of having revolutionary times or at least government opposition times. That's how we used to get the Bob Marley music from the 70s or things like that. That would be going against regimes. When you side with the regime and think you're going to get a better deal, you're either naive or just don't know the political landscape. So just watch how this plays out, man, as it goes along, and see who benefited from this, the Trump administration or Kanye. This is really, really short-sighted and a bad play for him.
I will be interested to see, how Kanye will fit into on a beneficial side of the game, because I believe on the me personally, I'm a believer that Trump is going to get a second term and all of that shit. Like I don't get caught up in that media shit about Stormy Daniels. So I see him. He pushing through what he gonna do. That the real life shit. That's how that's gonna go. But with Kanye, I don't know, because then R. Kelly shit. he still was making money up until recently. So I think people will forget. If he do stuff that capture the heart of the people, I think they will forget about what he does with the whole Kanye stuff. I mean, with the old Trump and all that stuff like that. Because even when it came to Bush, we used to hate Bush, and now everybody loves it.
My man. We are way too far away to be projecting anybody getting reelected. We don't know who's going to come from the outside to try to win, or if he's even going to run for reelection. Think about how we would say. Think about 2012. We saw Obama and Romney. Did anybody think Trump in 2016? No. So you can't really project politically going that far forward. Hell, we can't even project the midterms coming up. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that's way too far to go.
Let me say this. Let me correct you on that one, because I have it recorded on Blog Talk Radio, where when Trump was running, he didn't even get the Republican nomination. They still had Jeb Bush, Kuznick, the one with the K or whatever, and everybody else, Mark Rubio, all of them, Ted Cruz, all of them still in there. And I said, oh, no, Trump is going to win the election. And everybody was laughing and said, no, Hillary going to win and things like that. When he got the nomination, I said, he's going to win the election. Everybody said, oh, no, they got Trump there to set Hillary up. And I have it all recorded right here on Blog Talk Radio.
My man, throwing the dart at the board for having a perfect idea of what's going to happen politically. Like, yeah, we all can throw a dart at the board and say, hey, this might happen. And you'll be right sometimes. But we can't act like that's a projection.
It's a whole explanation I have.
You can have an explanation. My man. If it works that way, and you're that good at projections, then you should be betting in England, where they let you bet on political races, and you should clean up next year. But no, it's not that simple, man.
I should. I didn't even know about that.
My man, you made it. Because I'm call on it. Come on now. Don't prop yourself up that high on it. I hear you.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
When it happens again, make sure you call. Make sure you call. When it happens again.
No, I want to see the bet clip.
Yeah.
No, I want to see the bet clip if you do it.
What I wanted to say.
I'm gonna look it up.
Go ahead.
Was that it's kind of like the community itself is in a between a rock and a hard place, because the Democratic Party, the Congressional Black Caucus, they've all made a stance of resisting Trump. So there's not going to be any progress, through the government, through the Congressional Black Caucus and the Democratic Party, through the president. And so now it's like the community has to resort to celebrities and, people of that nature to do anything in the community. And so, now you have a situation where, Kanye said what he said, whether, you agree with it or disagree with it. It creates a conversation with the president, with the current administration. So we can either not do anything, stand pat and, follow the current Democratic path, Congressional Black Caucus path, which is resist. So that means we're not doing anything on that front. Or we could take shots in the dark and, go through the path through these celebrities and so forth. In this case, Kanye West and what he said. And, you spoke in the article earlier.
Let's go into that dynamic you just laid out. Okay, first of all black legislators who are still out there, they're still governing. They're still trying to get their omnibus bills passed. They're trying to get spending for their, money for their district and, trying to do the normal things you do when you govern. So all of that is still going on. The problem becomes most black people aren't involved in local elections. We're not looking at the state budget. We're not looking at how we get our share of it. For the most part, we are politically inactive. And then we turn around and say, well, they said this and they said that, and then we just walk away. So, no, that dynamic doesn't exist. And, look, we're in a period of politics of hold on, because this part is really important. We're in a period of politics of winner take all. So when the Dems got in, the Republicans said, okay, we're just going to go no on everything and try to, take Obama We try to limit them to one term if we can, but we'll try to stop as much as we can. That was their thing. So now the Dems are doing the same thing because that's the political moment that we're in. You gain no wins by giving the votes to the other side. That means they'll be able to rush through certain bills. So you do as much opposition as you can. So it's not a thing of, hey, we go over there, maybe they'll look out for it. Like, no, they have no interest in that.
Right, but you said that we're not politically, so my thing is, who got Doug Jones in? Was that not the black people being political in Alabama?
Yeah,
they
won that race.
We come out and say, yeah. I think what happened with us is we don't have an economy. So it's like we don't really have an agenda.
That's a whole other conversation. Yeah. That's a whole other look.
You know what I'm saying?
I got a whole lot of problems with the Congressional Black Caucus and all those other neoliberal Negroes who will bow down to them corporate donors, but won't really treat the people in their district as they should. Won't put up the fight they should. So I got a lot of problems with them. Here's the problem politically in America, period. The Dems need the black vote to win, so they have to figure out how little they can give black people while still securing their vote, and the Republicans have to be opposed to black people because that's dependent on their base, that southern, that huge swath of southern states that they own. They have to be opposed to black people. So the idea that you can go to Republicans and get something, that's asking the Republicans to, chase something when they already got it in hand, meaning that southern vote.
Right. See, I definitely agree that the Republicans, because even the white boy Richard Spencer said, the Republican Party is a party for white people. You see? Yeah. But white people are tied to an economy. Black people not. So it's like, that's the part that it's like we got to wake up to, like, we need an economy. Because I don't have a problem with that. I have no problem with white people saying the Republican Party is their party, and black people saying the Democratic Party is our party. But we need an economy tied to the Democratic Party that's black. That way we can fund financially our politicians, and then maybe they will fight for us. You know what I'm saying?
Look, man, we've heard all the plans and the procedures for making all that happen for decades. Problem becomes, okay, that doesn't exist right now. So since that doesn't exist right now, the political power we have is what? Boots on the ground. That's it. So you got to be able to work with the boots on the ground. Like, you think I ain't a black nationalist who wants to see a black economy and people identifying themselves as African as opposed to African American all day? But that doesn't exist right now. You see what I'm saying? So we got to deal with the conditions as are. But the biggest problem is when we send somebody to office, if we don't hold that person accountable, then yes, that person will act in the interest of his donors and not the people who actually voted for him. So that's the issue. We mobilize, but we don't organize. So we show up when the event happens, but that's it. Then we go home and sit down and wait for the next event.
Yeah, but
so
we showing more fire.
Issue.
We showing more fire and resistance to Kanye West than we do to the politicians or those that can do something.
I'll tell you why. Because that was a dangerous moment that not because he's such a smart guy, because he doesn't really know politics, so it's not really his sphere of influence. The problem is he has such a huge platform that he can be used by them as kind of an avatar for black folks. See, Kanye's with us, and these are the same people who tell you the Hollywood elites don't understand America, and why are you always listening to the leftist liberal? Okay, then Kanye gives them a cosign. All of a sudden, they're retweeting it, sharing it, and loving it. So, I mean, they live in contradiction, so we should expect that. But, yeah, don't allow yourself to be used because you're in opposition to the Democratic Party. Vote for the Green Party. Run a Democratic candidate locally. Or run somebody who's so far outside the Dems that the Dems have to move to what your politics is to make it happen. But, yeah, you have to be active. Otherwise, we're going to get these same raggedy pork chop politics we're talking about now. Where these brothers these brothers and sisters go up there and, get loved by the Clintonites and all them people, but don't bring shit back for their district.
Right.
That's the issue.
But that's why. See, I think that the business community has to be the ones that get galvanized and spanked when they don't do it, and not the people. I think a lot of times the people get a lot of flack of what goes on in the community, and I'm like, why the business community isn't getting any flack? The black bank, the black farmers, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but here's the issue.
They can hire.
But that black so-called wealthy group has the same interest that the dim big money donors do. They don't have the interests working class and poor class people do. So that's the issue. In their mind, the Me Too movement is the most important thing right now, as opposed to the, poverty problem that we have going on. We got Trump bragging about, hey, we got the lowest unemployment rate for black people, you've ever seen. Okay, what jobs are they working at, though? See, once you ask a follow-up question, you start to see through the deception.
Yeah, people shit, we got inflation around the corner. Yeah, we got inflation around the corner.
Hey, bro, that tax cut is going to be a motherfucker. It's going to hurt, boy. Wait, it's going to hurt next year. People will start to see. But look, I ain't going to take up all y'all time, man. I just had to kind of ride in on Kanye. And the only reason I ride on Kanye is because his mother, English professor, worked with a lot of HBCUs. He actually knows better, or he used to know better. So I don't know what to do. This ain't some dude
they got
has no idea about who he was. Yeah, that's the part that scares me. You out there in Calabasas with those folks getting dope, they ain't no telling.
Yeah.
Hey, like the great Saul Williams used to say, man, the microphone is giving you feedback because you moved too far away from the source. Check yourself, black man, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He might have lost who he was, bro. I don't know. Hope the best for the brother. But also, man, listen to that list of people they invited for the race conference. Athletes and entertainers. Let me know when Jewish people bring Jerry Seinfeld to a meeting about policy. Let me know when white folks bring in Tom Brady to talk about jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, just how insulting that is off the rip.
No, you're right about that. You're right about that. When I was reading the list, I was thinking that to myself. I was like, damn, I remember athletes and damn. But again, I said to myself too, the ones who can, the ones, you know what I'm saying, if they're resisting, if the coons come up to the front, you know what I'm saying, then it's like, well, what can we do? The ones who know, they should be brave enough to say, you know what, I'm going to go and speak to Donald Trump. I'm going to put my emotions aside. I'm going to come up and I'm going to say, this is the
my brother, you're making a mistake. They're not going to be invited. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It goes back to, remember when he had that summit with the HBCUs, and the HBCUs said, okay, we got to show up. We were invited. They went out there, and guess what happened? They didn't get any extra funding. He got a photo op. Who won?
Yeah.
They got played. But they had to show up because then he would have started saying, "Oh, see, they don't want to negotiate. They don't want to deal with me." You know what I mean? So they showed up, got the photo op, got nothing, got played. So yeah, they know what they're doing when they invite artists and entertainers. Yeah, let them ever do that.
It's a dirty game. Oh yeah, we see how they running back and forth with APAC and all that shit like that. But that's why I say we got to work towards getting an economy. That's why I say we got to work towards getting an economy. That's something that I can see. Booker T. Washington.
No arguing with you, man. But like I said, no separation. It's Booker and Du Bois. It's Martin and Malcolm. No need to separate. Take it off. But man, y'all have a good one.
No separation.
You too, bro.
No separation whatsoever. You are absolutely right, brother. Peace, brother Nas.
Peace.
Yeah, I remember the brother. He had they give a clap. They give a big clap to the brother.
Yeah, I think he called him before.
Right, I was about to say that he's a return caller. Yeah, he's a return caller. But yeah, man, that was a nice deal. But yeah, the Donald Trump racial conference. You know what I'm saying? It'll be interesting to see how it play out and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I just say to myself,
like, to me, it's like you have to make it clear, like, that he don't fuck with us. You know what I'm saying? So, like Mike Tyson and all of them went, who the fucking representative gonna be for the black people? You force your way in there. That's how we know that. Don't we know that? You're not gonna like Trump. You're not gonna talk to whoever it is. You're not gonna talk to this person, even if it's Colin Kaepernick. If people decide that it's Colin Kaepernick, he already gone. So it's like, to me, it's like you gotta force the agenda in there. I understand what the brother's saying, and I feel it, because it's not like, I think sometimes, we talk a lot of, anti-Democrat stuff. And, it may come off like, co-signs for Trump. You know what I'm saying? So it's not co-signing, this cat at all. None of this regime, none of this bullshit, you know what I'm saying? But, sometimes I feel like we just got to force the issue. We can't, we had enough excuses and shit like that. But at the same time, it's angles to be played, and you don't want to get played. So I definitely understand what that brother is saying and shit. So, but I think sometimes we just gotta force the issue. Shit, we from the hood. We've been in the mud. We know what it is. Our ancestors was getting sprayed and shit like that. We ain't gotta do that. So it should be a little easy to force your way in the office and say what you gotta say. Yeah. If nothing don't happen, then it's clearly known that we was there, and this is the stance that they taking. Now it's a clear side to it. You know what I'm saying? We can't just be like resist, nothing.
Smoke. I'm about to drop the bomb on it. Even though I don't got the bomb button no more, I'm about to drop the bomb on it. Gay people got more rights than black people. So if you tell us that gay people have more balls than your black ass, that's it. That's what you got to say. Black people resist. No, I just thought about this shit. And gay people, Trump busting shots at the gay people, knocking them down and shit. Cause he on the church side, so he doing the religious liberty bill and shit that's gonna quote unquote discriminate against gay people and shit like that. So he busting shots. You think them gay people like resist? No, trust me. You got some gay people inside there, and they trying to fight for damn shit. They're gonna lose it. You see what I'm saying? Because it's under Republican rule. You know how that shit is. I definitely agree with the brother. The Republican side, that is the side of the white people, and they are set up to attack us and fight against us. You see what I'm saying? So when you understand that, your next move is to make moves to defend yourself. You see what I'm saying? When you hear these white people on the right in the fucking NRA and all kind of bullshit like that, and they run around talking about guns, you don't turn around and say no guns. No, you say, you goddamn right, nigga, we getting guns too. That's what you say. We all are reigning in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? That's what you say. You don't say, oh, we're taking away guns. No, you don't say, oh, they shot in Columbine, so we're going to do a gun drive in what? We're going to do a gun for food drive in Brooklyn, a gun for food drive in Oakland. We're going to take away your guns and give you fucking $100 for a gun, no question asked. No, don't take away our guns. You know what I'm saying? Don't take away our guns. Stop giving away your fucking guns, black people. You know what I'm saying? You white people stocking up on guns. Why you think so? Why you think so? And then we start crying and passing shit around on Facebook. No, we got to strengthen our side up. How you strengthen your side up? You build your economy. How you strengthen your side up? Raise your fucking kids. That's the next generation. Your children are not fuck-ups. Your children are corrections. Because if you raise your goddamn child up, if your non-reading ass raise your child up correctly, then your child know how to read, then guess what? You corrected your mistake. Your mistake was you didn't know how to read. Your correction is your child know how to read. You ain't graduated from high school. Your child goddamn went to college and got multiple degrees. Working at some 500 company or owning his own business. That's how you correct your mistake and your, you know what I mean, fuck up. You've been in jail for 12 years and all kind of shit, 15 years, not in your child life. You know what I'm saying? And you come in and you're trying to teach your child some shit. That's what you do. You teach what you know, so your child don't make the same mistakes. That's how you connect with your child. If the child is moving right, your child will pull you up. If your child ain't moving right, maybe your child will stand up. Everything is teaching, because the next generation is going to elevate us as a people. So when you have these children, these are not fuck-ups. It don't matter if it's a oops. It don't matter if, you know what I'm saying, you had a baby and you wasn't expecting to have a child. Well, toughen the fuck up. Same way you was bold enough to open up your damn legs and shit and have a baby, take care of the goddamn child. Oh, the man ain't there. He left. All right, cool. Take care of the goddamn child. That's why 2 parents. Because if one ain't there, you got one more left. Don't let this white man keep on. We shutting all this stupid shit down, Smoke. Let's do it today. We shutting all this stupid shit down. I gotta get I gotta get all my sound effects up. We shutting all this stupid shit down. There's another narrative, black woman. If you get pregnant by the guy and this guy leave you, take care of the damn child. Stop chasing this nigga. Take care of the goddamn child. It's going to be hard, yes. That is true. It's going to be difficult, yes. You're going to be stressed the fuck out, all that shit. You're going to go through hell. But if you raise that child better, you the one with the investment. You're the one with the investment. Because if you raise your child up properly, your child becomes something great in life, you're going to benefit that, not him. He's going to be in the alley somewhere dying of some liver cancer. You see what I'm saying? You're going to benefit off that shit. But if you sit over there and neglect your child, the rest of your life is guaranteed to be fucked up. I guarantee. I guarantee. Black man, when you have children with these women, what sense does it make to have your bloodline? For all you black men that believe in bloodlines, to have your bloodline scattered around your county. You can't take care of your children. You cannot protect your children. If you got daughters, if you got sons, you're now relying upon a woman that you don't even know whether what her mind frame is, and you don't even know what's going on with your seed. Your seed could be in danger, and you somewhere getting high. Your daughter in danger at night, and you somewhere getting drunk. So it's a responsibility that falls upon all of us as a people to elevate ourselves higher if we want better as a race. And the number one way to do that is with your seed. You lay down, you had a baby, you raise that next generation up. Straight up. You have no choice. I don't care how old you are. I don't care if you're 16 years old and you have a child. Guess what? You stepped into fucking adulthood, just like prison. If you shoot a gun and you kill somebody and you 16 years old, they're gonna send your ass to adult prison. If you get a girl pregnant, it's time to grow up. Now you're an adult. Parents of these kids, y'all responsible too. So if you have a child who's having a child, it's not your responsibility, black woman, black mother, to beat your black daughter's ass because she's pregnant. That's corny. Dead all of that. That's the next generation. Y'all gotta raise I seen this shit before, Smoke, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know if people, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if they still do this. I hope not. But black mothers will whoop their daughter ass, they find out. I'm talking about prison, you know what I'm saying? Like they you know what I'm saying? Like they got their hands up and they boxing with their daughter, like damn near trying to kill the baby too. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, like what the fuck? the hatred we have. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to dead that. Because that's what kills the next generation. Then when we looking at these generations all fucked up and purple hair and blue hair and guzzling down syrup and all kind of shit like that and pills and all kind of shit, then, damn, these kids wild. These kids hurt. They hurt. So instead of creating the atmosphere and the environment to cultivate the next generation into greatness, we give them shit. And then we wonder why the end result is bullshit. And then we blame the bullshit, you know what I'm saying, and shit like that, for like their own actions. And it's like, yo, all of this shit, yo, we got to cut all this weirdo shit out. Then we get mad at Kanye for a fucking comment that he made, but then you look in your fucking backyard and you tell me how you living. Tell me how you living. If you can't be real with yourself and say shit's fucked up and shit gotta change, and you want to stand on, oh, we ain't got no choice, we victims, everybody else can do it, but we can't, yo, that's shame on you, y'all. That's shame on you. Yo, so we got to call 612-417. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, sir. My name is David, calling out of Nashville. I just want to say the point you just brought up.
What's going on, David?
Yeah, what's going on, man? Thanks for taking my call. I just want to say that point you just brought up was excellent, and that I wish more people thought the way you did, man, because it seems like too many people, especially amongst black men in particular, adopted this idea that because there's racism or because there's white supremacy equals, I then have an excuse to fail. Or I have an excuse to not try hard. Or I have an excuse to not be disciplined or have wisdom. Or have, actually seek out knowledge and try to have a work ethic and try to be responsible and try to be a man worthy of respect so that my woman respects me, my children respect me. You know what I'm saying? It's like they go the opposite direction. You feel what I'm saying? Instead of looking at this obstacle and making it say, okay, this means I got to be stronger, I got to be smarter, I got to be tougher, I got to be more disciplined. Instead it's like they did the opposite. And it's sad, man, because it's like.
Yeah, that's why things are the way they are. That's why the things are the way they are. I mean, those are simple principles that you was just going over. You know what I mean? That's something you can just look in the mirror and, put effort towards. You know what I mean? It's not much effort to take care of your family. I mean, it's really not hard. Just do it. You know what I'm saying? So, those. I mean, that's really why you see conditions the way they are amongst people. You know what I'm saying? Amongst black men. You see it in the music. You see it in how we treat the kids, and I mean, pretty much the offspring tells everything. So when you have a youth that we consistently say is troubled, they doing crazy things, they drinking lean and they popping pills and they doing all this. Those actions don't just come from anywhere. It comes from, the elders, the fathers, the mothers. You know what I mean? The family structure. You know what I'm saying? And to change that is just basically what you were saying, but implementing those principles. So that's something simple, and so we definitely need to. I mean, and you can see it in just how the kids are to understand that we're not doing that. So yeah, you're 100% right on that.
And obviously I understand what you're saying. Like where I'm from we have a high school that's got like a really bad dropout rate. A lot of young guys there, they end up getting out of school and they get right into gangs and drug dealing and all that. And me and my brother and a couple of some of the guys I used to go to school with, now that we're doing pretty well now, so we go back and try to work with some of these young guys. And when I talk to them, you see me hear consistently from most of them that we talk to, they usually have the same line of thinking that the system is rigged so that it's set up for me to fail. So now I don't have to try hard. And what I try to tell these young guys, I use the analogy of Madden because most of them play Madden all the time. So I tell them, it's like basically somebody who didn't know how to play the game, didn't know the controls, didn't know the strategy or anything, and kept playing the game and they kept losing, and then saying to themselves, man, this game is set up for me to lose. I can't win no matter what I do. And I tell them, what would you say to somebody who said that? And they all have the same answer. Oh, man, you just got to learn how to play the game. That's all. And I tell them the same thing in life. It's the same thing here in America. Like, and I tell them, look, you know, and when I do that, you should see the look in their eyes. Now, all of them, they go from having this sort of, you can see it in their eyes. They have this kind of hopeless demeanor, and then you say it to them, and they're like, what?
Right.
And then you start, when we start to break down, like, exactly, that light comes on, and when we start talking to them about credit, about financing, about how to leverage your credit, how to save up your money, how to do certain things, you should see the light just goes off in these kids, because a lot of these young guys, they got the hustler mindset. They have that mindset of knowing how to break things down, how to strategize, how to take this and turn it into that, how to take, you know, 2 nickels and turn it into a quarter. Like, they just have that, they have that sharp way of thinking, but they just don't have the knowledge to put, you know, that ability to use. And that's why I can't tell you how many stories young guys I've seen. I have one young dude in particular. We met him when he was 16. Came out of, you know, his mom was on all type of drugs and stuff. He was the oldest sibling out of 5 kids. His dad was kind of in and out of the family's life, but he wasn't really there. And basically, he was the one that's taking care of all his younger siblings. And, you know, he basically was going to get out of school so that he could go out, start slinging and making more money, because, you know, his mom wasn't doing anything. They really had nothing coming in. So we started working with this young guy, and this dude, he took this information and he just ran with it, man. Like, I've never seen somebody so locked in my life, man. Now this young guy's 23. He owns 2 gas stations. He just purchased his first rental property. And right now he's just finished getting his master's degree in business finance and economics. This, and I'm telling you, man, this ain't nothing unique about this guy. What he has in him is in every young black man in this country. But what's been sold to them is the lie that they can't do it, that it's impossible. And I'm telling you, bro, when these kids get that knowledge and they understand that it's on me, that if once I have the necessary knowledge, if I work hard, if I discipline myself, if I'm sacrificed, and I dig down deep, and make it happen, you can make it, man. You ain't no weaker than nobody else. In fact, the black man is the strongest man on the planet, because the black man has to deal with the most obstacles on a daily basis. So we're built for this. No other race can handle the type of stuff we have to handle and still thrive. Nobody else could do it. Definitely not a white person. You put a white person in half the stuff they're dealing with, they'd commit suicide. They wouldn't even be able to stand up. That's the truth, man. And so our people got to know that about that. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
You're right.
And the number one thing that you said that I really that's my whole thing. Like I like to emphasize and shit, and that's what I got from even that whole Kanye West statement and shit with the whole 400 years of slavery sounding like a choice. If you understand that this shit falls on you, you're more inclined to stand up. But if you believe you have no choice and you just have to deal with it, you're going to lay down. But if you know that, yo, you don't have to lay down, you know that? More than likely you're going to see everybody start to stand up. So it's like, it's a choice. But sometimes people take away your choice and make you feel like you have no choice. So then you start to be complicit in thinking, well, shit, I'm from this block, so this is what we do, sell drugs, so this is what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to go to jail with my big homies, and then I'm going to, no, you don't got to do that. Really? Nah, you can do this. Word, I didn't even do that. So now I'm going to do that, now my whole life is different. All because I'm looking left and you turn me right. And a lot of people don't know that, you know what I'm saying? But that's really the difference between a black dude from the hood, thug nigga, and a black kid in the suburb. One got the education to know in direction what to do and that map, and the other one is out in the world trying to figure it out, but have to pay for his consequences as he goes. You see what I'm saying? So that's the dangerous part. So I'm glad you're telling them, like, yo, that just falls on you, because it's very important that we as black men in particular know that it falls on you. If you don't go out and eat, you're gonna starve. And if that's your concept, you're gonna go out and eat. If you understand they want you to go to jail, that's the reason why the judge lets you out or if this crime because they're building that case on you, then it's like you're not gonna commit these senseless crimes. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't get it. But if you teach, oh, we'll know. We'll figure that shit out. I'm glad you're telling me this shit, brother. And you said you were at Nebraska?
Sure.
No, I'm in Nashville.
Tennessee.
Oh, Nashville. I know the N. Nashville, right. Nashville. Oh, man, Nashville. That's Tennessee. Yeah, man.
So you already know. You already know what it's like down here.
Yeah, I've been to Nashville once.
Right.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because at first I was thinking Nebraska, and I was like, I don't know what goes on in Nebraska. And right, Nashville. Oh, yeah, boy. Man, yeah, you reach them brothers. Because a lot of times,
salute to you,
our circumstances, it's economy. We don't have an economy, you know? Now, we have to deal with our circumstances now, but we have to think about building an economy. Like, we keep talking about economics, but economics is just the study of an economy. And we think we're part of the white man's economy. We need our own economy, like the Arabs, the East Indians, the Mexicans, gay people. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody got their own economy, and everybody's striving. We don't have our own economy, and that's why we're falling back. So we have to have our own economy in this country. This is a capitalistic society.
Right.
So we
need
and
that's why I always I try to show the young guys like different speeches that Malcolm X gave, because a lot of people got this misconception about what Malcolm was saying. Like they think that Malcolm was only talking about going out and killing the white man and going to war. And I'm like, nah, man. He talked a lot about black national economics and black nationalism. Yeah. He talked about having a certain standard of righteousness to how we conduct ourselves, how we treat one another. And how we try to, he talked about that because even in his time, he was talking about how brothers were out there slicing each other's throats over some crumbs. When we should have been coming together and been an economic force, But and so even when I show that to the young guys, they're really, you can see it in their eyes, like they take it to heart because a lot of the young guys, they respect Malcolm tremendously. But when they see the knowledge and wisdom that he displayed, and they realize, okay, there's a path to actually growing in America. That we're not stuck in this bottom state forever. That's all it is, man. That's why we gotta combat all these victimizers out here, bro. Because these people, I try to tell them, man, these people out here that are supposed to be leaders, they're nothing but a bunch of pimps selling dreams to prostitutes. That's all they do.
That's it.
They come in, you know what I'm saying? They sell a dream. They tell you, hey, if you get on my team, you support my organization. If you support me politically, then somehow, some way, in 10 years, 20 years, 50 years, I'm going to somehow make your life better. That's what a pimp tells a prostitute all the time. And what ends up happening? 10, 20 years later, what ends up happening? Nothing happened for the people, but that person that they got behind, he got money, he got influence, he's in the limelight. That's that. If that ain't the pimp game, I don't know what else, man. And I'm sick of our people getting played like that over and over again.
Tired of that shit. Tired of it. And it happens over. Like in previous shows that me and Smoke did in Black America Radio, we speak on books that I read, like Booker T. Washington's Up From Slavery, or you'll read Steve Biko or Martin Luther King's book, Chaos or Community. Where do we go from here? And they're saying the same shit that we're talking about right now. And you're like, wait a minute, why am I reading that? Why am I reading that? Why am I reading about my same conditions now? That's crazy. Why am I reading in the 1800s Booker T. Washington saying what black people need then, and it's the same shit that we need now? And I'm like, wow, we're just jogging in the same place. We didn't move anywhere. But you don't know because we got a big screen TV now. Now you can fuck the white girls, the white boys can fuck the black, you know what I'm saying? And now you can get houses. So you don't realize that, but you still don't have shit. All this shit is borrowing. If the white man say the simplest task, the simplest explanation of slavery is black people working for white people. So if white people decide to say, you know what, we're cutting this percentage of black people from the workforce. This is 100% employment right now. That means a lot of black people are going to lose homes. A lot of black people are going to end up getting really affected and going to be out in the street. And it's like, that means we're living temporarily. And that's not free. You know what I'm saying? So that means we can't express ourselves who we are. We need an economy where when the white economy falls and have a recession, the black economy can start buying up their shit and moving into their community, buying up their banks when their banks fall. That's how we need to be operating and moving in America. You know what I'm saying?
And the game plan's already been proven in history. And all we got to do is look at what the Jews did in Europe. The Jews were in Europe. They were a hated minority. They were persecuted. They were chased down everywhere. But what did they do? They figured out, we're going to get into all the major industries, and especially we're going to get into financing. We're going to become an economic power in Europe, and then we're going to come to America and do the exact same thing. So even though there are a small percentage of people, even though they were hated, they realized if we can control the economic standpoint, we can have money to influence things, to buy up politicians, to buy up rulers. If we can be the best at everything we do so that we're a valuable asset, but they can't do without us, we're going to dominate. That's exactly what they did.
Yeah.
They literally took over the world.
Yeah.
And so it ain't impossible for nobody, man. So no matter where you start out, you can come up from any point. You just have to have the mindset and the willingness to do it. Like, look at the Chinese, man. In 50 years, the Chinese have become a superpower, and they're ready to take over the number one spot in probably the next decade. There's nothing you can't do if you have the right mindset.
The crazy thing about what you just said is you said the influence, right? The Jews had the influence and things of that nature. Black people have the same influence that the Jews have. We just don't have the power. We on the TVs, we on the movies, we control the radios, we dancing on TV, but own nothing. We own none of it. It's all fake. So it's like, come on, man. If we had that structure, and I just feel like the structure is an economy. And when I say economy, I don't mean consumer based where you're selling something to somebody else. I'm speaking industry, where we're making plates and tables and couches and clothes, where we, you know what I'm saying, where you could go to a black Dollar General and a black Family Dollar, and you can get your toothbrush and your deodorant, you know what I'm saying, your shea butters and things of that nature, where you know black people going to the store patronizing it. It's being made. The products in here is predominantly black. You know what I'm saying? Some shit white that we don't know how to make yet. But, you know what I'm saying? But we do that shit, and it's like that's how you start to build an economy, because now we're dependent on each other. You know what I'm saying? If we had that structure, then I think it'll be easier for us to understand taking over, how you really take over America. How you buy back the block and shit like that. But because we don't got an economy, I think that's why we can't see that. Because I hear a lot of black people say, oh yeah, we got to get a business, and it's always consumer based. Restaurant, hair salon, nail this, some type of thing where the person needs the money to buy your shit. But I'm like, no, we need industry. We need to be creating and selling shit. We could be selling shit to Haiti, Jamaica, you know what I'm saying, Africa. We're all over the world. It's crazy. So, yeah, we need an economy. So that's my point on that shit. So, yeah, brother, that's what it is, man. We got 26 more minutes inside here. Appreciate the call, black man. You got anything to close out?
No, sir, that's all, man. I appreciate y'all letting me call in, man. Y'all have a good night.
All right, you too, man. Peace, brother. Peace to Black Power, brother. And let's give a message. Black opinion.
There's some intelligent brothers.
Yeah, that 26.
There's some intelligent.
You know what I'm saying?
Around. Oh man, and we all get them. They always call us. You know what I mean? They always call in on the wave.
We're calling it. We tapping into the wave. Cause you know what
Shout
it
out
is?
to all the callers.
A lot of times.
Shout out to all the callers.
This isn't the mainstream. Even though it's the subconscious thought right now. This is the shit that in the back of your mind you be thinking, and it's like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Yo, we gotta get our shit. But it's like when you talk to somebody else, they're not connected on that same vibe. You know what I'm saying? So it's like this is that subconscious thought right now, that black subconscious thought, where it's like, yeah, this is that. You know what I mean? That right there. But yeah, this is In Black America Radio. You know what I'm saying? With your host Rasta B, co-host Smoke. That's calling number 616-716-4654. Kanye West said 400 years of slavery sounds like a choice to him.
Yeah.
And then what about the TMZ, Smoke?
Huh?
What you thought about the TMZ, though? What you thought about your boy on TMZ, the black dude that was debating Kanye? You thought he got in Kanye's ass, pause?
I mean, when you just show,
yeah,
I mean,
the man.
I mean, it was a response that people gonna appreciate. You know what I mean? They're gonna say, you know, the direct response to a statement that people didn't like. You know what I'm saying? It was one that he did like. But I mean, Kanye rebuttals what he says. You know what I'm saying? And still challenges the thought process. And he didn't come back with a rebuttal afterwards. So I mean, it wasn't no powerful statement to me. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, I didn't like what Kanye said. Oh, this brother said something. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him. You know what I mean? That's just been the consensus. It's not like what he said broke down what Kanye said. He rebutted what he said to clarify. And, you know, I don't have the exact quote in front of me, but, yeah, I mean.
See, my whole shit is this. Let me tell you something about the old Danny boy right there, right? Let me tell you. When TMZ first came out, I used to watch that shit like everybody else used to watch the shit, right? But I just thought to know, I used to be like, yo, this is some cool ass shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is all these weird? It was like a weird, not in the very beginning, but as the show started to progress, right before the bigger girl left with the gap in her teeth, like, cause she was on there first. Once the black dude jumped on, and he was on like here and there type shit, she was still on there. He used to do a lot of cool ass shit. He used to say a lot of cool ass shit. You know what I'm saying? And I used to be like, yo, that's some, you know what I'm saying? Then she ended up leaving, and he was more on the forefront, and then they had brought the other black girl on. And then I was like, I said, yo, I stopped, basically what I'm saying is I stopped watching TMZ because of that. And the coolest shit he would do on TMZ. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. TMZ don't bring in my house. I told my girl used to watch TMZ. And I told her, I said, why you watching this cool ass shit, yo? Straight up. I told her, why you watching this cool ass shit? I said, they be cool like a motherfucker. This is way before
got into that shit.
Yeah.
I know I got it. I was seen that shit on there. You know, I always known it for just being some running down on celebrity and bullshit.
Embarrassing. Stop watching that shit. So now when you come out there, they like, yo, they're like, who's that? Who they talking about? This is a black man on TMZ. Check Kanye for gun. Who a black man on TMZ? Check. Let me get. Oh, that's Van? That cool ass nigga? I won't be surprised because I'm not mistaken if I even seen him once on the show say a comment like, I'm glad for slavery because I wouldn't be in America or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could check. I wish, like I said, I stopped watching it, so it's not like I could think of a timeline, but if I'm not mistaken, because these is one of the comments. And I'm like, yo, what kind of fucking shit? Yo, why the fuck would you say that on TV? And you know what I'm saying? And after a while, I said, I can't watch this shit no more. And I stopped watching that bullshit. And every time my girl would watch it, I would criticize it. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, yo, why you watching this cool ass shit? And then she don't watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't watch no TMZ in the house. So when the whole Kanye shit happened, I'm like, oh, okay, so let me see who this guy is. Oh, him? Coon ass nigga. Then what else you see? Stephen A. Smith. Coon ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Then you got Willie D, a Muslim brother, Zero, on Fox News Houston, talking about the Kanye West shit. And I'm thinking to myself, first L, you're on Fox News. That's the same Fox News that's Bill O'Reilly, Sean Hannity, Rupert Murdoch owns Fox News. That's the first L. Why is it an L? Because Sean Hannity or if Bill O'Reilly, if he was still on the air, would have said, I want to invite y'all. Niggas would be like, man, we ain't fucking with them racist, but you on Fox 5, it's the same Fox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Second, like a comment we made, you said earlier, Smoke, was there's no side rebuttal. It's just a one-sided argument. So you got three black men who all saying the same shit to another black man who agrees with you for saying the same narrative. No. I don't believe in white supremacy because I don't believe white people are supreme. I'm not inferior to white people. So I don't believe in white supremacy. Racism is a result of not having an economy. What do you mean? Racism is a result of not having an economy. What do you mean? If you had an economy, black people, you could hire your own people. You won't have to worry about being subjugated by the white people. The black people who can work within the white economy, work within the white economy. The black people who cannot work within the white economy can work within the black economy. If you get fired in the white economy, guess what? You can then work in the black economy, and all the knowledge and information you got from the white economy, you can bring now to the black economy. Remember when Bill Clinton had all these black people hired and was working and everything was great? And then when George Bush came in and the economy crashed and everybody was getting laid off? And then you had all these black people from IT laid the fuck off? All the IT black people could have took all that IT information to the black economy. You understand what I'm saying? So all of them could have
every industry.
Every industry. All the black people that got laid off on Ford, and all y'all black people in Michigan and stuff like that who got laid off in the car factories and all kind of shit like that, y'all could have all said, man, we got laid off by the white man, yo. Now we're going to go to the black economy. Okay, you know what? I knew how to do this. You knew how to do that. Well, let's come together and create our own fucking car. Let's build our own car company. You go to the black bank, you get that loan, y'all start working on your shit. Now we producing black cars in black factories, black assembly lines, creating black cars. And you can't laugh, not in 2018, you can't laugh and say, black people creating cars? We had economies where we created planes, my nigga. Planes. And if you listen to white people talk about black people creating planes, they talk about the masterfulness of the plane. They talk about how the plane didn't shake, how the plane ran smooth. It was a story about a black man. They, because of racism, which is competition, that's what racism is, black people. Because at the end of the day, who gives a fuck if a white person like you or not? I don't give a fuck if a white person like me or not. So who give a fuck? So let's take the emotional part out. Why am I racist towards you, Smoke? Because I don't want to compete against you. I don't want to compete against you. You better than me.
You can't fuck with me. Can't fuck with a nigga.
You can't fuck with me. Look, watch this. All the white boys in the club, all the white girls in the club, right? And then you get to the line. The motherfucker's like, hold on. Hey, Chad. You got some niggers in the goddamn lines. They're trying to come into the party. They're going to look at these guys, big old, tall, fucking broad-shoulder, handsome-ass black dudes and shit. They're like, we can't compete against that. We can't compete. Our woman going to, all the chicks going to be with them. We can't compete against that. And what? No niggas. No niggas. But what happens? When we in our neighborhood, when we having our music and we playing our jazz, what happens? The white girls and the white boys start sneaking down to nigga town. You know what I'm saying? They want to jazz, they want to drink, they want to sing, you know what I'm saying, and all kind of shit like that. That's how economy work, my nigga. That's how economy work. So when they want to play their little racism bullshit, you be like, yeah, no doubt. No doubt, when white people come down to Blacktown, we're going to tax y'all then. That's all. When it comes to politics, we got something to fight for. Because now if you're on the Democratic side and you black, you know you fighting for a motherfucking black economy. So maybe you can have more vigor in your argument, more bite. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. Or maybe you will. It's a little hard to have bite when you only know about working. But when you know you allocating millions of dollars to Detroit and that $1 million going to a black economy, that's going to, portions of that $1 million going to be to subsidize the black auto business. You know what I'm saying? And the shit goes to the fucking teachers and the schools and all kind of shit. And, you know, you get more funding for your black schools in Detroit from the government, and you also getting the private funding to your school from the black business community. That's what the economy is for. And guess what, niggas? We talking niggas now, right? Guess what, niggas? The underworld can still thrive within a black economy. So y'all who want to still play gangster and all that, y'all can still play gangster and all that weirdo shit. It's going to be a little bit of y'all. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot no more. Yeah, it's not going to be a lot no more. It's going to be literally the ones who's down for that. And the ones who's really about it and they about that life and all kind of shit like that, now you really got real ones. You're not going to have fake ones. Because the ones who don't want to really do that could get a job now. They don't got to rob and steal with you, knowing good and damn well they wasn't raised like that. They can get a job. So now all the gangsters y'all can push y'all shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because, you know, everybody got their rights. Everybody got their rights. You might be a functioning something, you know what I'm saying? And you getting your shit from the street dudes, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to be a lot of street dudes, though. They're not going to be running the streets. Show respect. Because the business community will stomp you out. You know what I'm saying? Because that would be the majority. The overworld. When we're in politics, that's what we're fighting. Like I said, that's what we're fighting for. When you see the Democratic side have a black president, and then we talking to black America, the same way Donald Trump is talking to white America. We only intimidated by it because we don't got it. If we had it, we would celebrate it. You understand what I'm saying? We're only intimidated by it because we don't have it. But if we had it, we would celebrate it. If we had an economy and we funded our politicians and our politicians got into the presidency and our vote got that black man into power, then that black man spoke to us the way Donald Trump speaks to his base and did for us like Donald Trump do it to his base, we would celebrate it. Think about that. So don't hate the other side for winning. Strategize so you can stop losing. Straight up. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Straight up.
Strategize. That's the main shit. You know what I mean? That's the main word to take. Is strategy. You know what I'm saying? There's more emotion than strategy. And I mean, I think that we know strategy. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that we just gotta implement it. We can't just do the same old shit and think that something's gonna change. We already understand what we need. You know, the two brothers that called on today, they spoke to what we need. They spoke to the problem. So it's like we're aware of it. We're aware of what we got to do. Now we have to strategize to get it. So, yeah, we have opposition. Yeah, they don't fuck with us. But what do that mean? Just like the example, I think his brother Nas said about the Chinese, you know what I'm saying? Or I think that was the last caller. But he was speaking on the Chinese and how they made moves. Nobody liked them. Nobody fucked with them. The Jews. Another story of the Jews. Same difference. They didn't just come in and say it was gung-ho. Yeah, we have a different circumstance, which is understandable, but it has to be strategy there. It can't all be emotional shit. And going back to the beginning, earlier in the show, that seems to be the basis of the whole democratic relationship. So I think we need to really check that relationship. But at the end of the day, you got to strategize. That's the only way we're going to really win until we're able to build an economy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's it. Yeah. Until, that's the key word. Until we're able to build an economy. But until then, we have to strategize. We might have to make uneasy alliances. You see what I'm saying? But we have to make sure we get something out of it.
North Korea, South Korea.
You can't be, you can't be so cheap. So I want to make sure I get this out. A couple of more important things. This is the USDebtClock.org. The saving per family is $4,147. So this is May. So definitely this is the beginning of May. So the way the rate is going, by the end of May, we're going to be 3,000 something. So check this, Smoke, and this is what I'm going to be paying attention to now. The U.S. federal budget deficit / surplus to GDP ratio. In 1980, the U.S. federal budget deficit surplus to GDP ratio was 1.868%. Then it rose in 1990 to 3.677%. Republican reign from 1980 to 1990, if I'm not mistaken. Then in 2000, it was a surplus at 1.928%. That's Clinton. 2010, that's Bush. Well, no, that's Obama, excuse me. But this is coming off of the Bush shit. 2.371%. And now, which is Trump, it's at 3.732%. Right? So if it's at 3.732%, I mean, it's higher than where it was at in 1990 at 3.677%. So I'm going to keep my eye on that. Because if that should keep rising and it get to the 2010, like if it keep rising, then that means, once again, that's showing that we're getting closer towards a recession. And I already know inflation is coming, and that's what I'm telling black people. We better save our money, and let's get into this flipping our money. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? You got some shit you gotta say about that shit, Smoke?
Take heed, man. Take heed, man. I mean, we can't get lost in all of the, the shit that's going on. Although, topics we speak on is important. You got to take care of yourself. You got to remember, you got a family, you got yourself to take care of. So, take heed to shit like that. Save your money. Cut back on all the extra shit. Whatever you can. You know what I'm saying? So, that's wicked. That recession and all that shit, inflation. Yeah, man. Shit gotta that shit could be wicked, man. So
yeah, because
take heed,
with the
man.
inflation shit, because the thing with the whole inflation shit is everything gonna cost more. And then you got to remember, they already rose how much McDonald's workers make. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas right now probably looking at it like, ooh, I'm making good money. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that, buying up their Jordans and shit. And it's like, and getting fly, but you ain't saving no fucking money. And what's going to happen is you're going to start to see gas going to creep the fuck up. Gas about to hit $3 out here in the South. That should probably be $4 other places. You know what I'm saying? But it's like that's going to be the norm soon. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be paying for fucking TVs. Them shit's going to be fucking thousands of dollars and shit now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all going to be getting shit going to be expensive. So what's going to happen is everybody getting paid that $15 an hour shit. That shit gonna be right back to like you're getting paid $10 an hour or $7 an hour. All this shit about to go up. So all that consumer living, I ride around and I get it, fuck it, I spin it, and all this dumb bullshit that we on. All that shit about to bite us in the ass. That shit about to bite us in the ass soon.
Yeah.
That shit about to bite us in the ass. My whole shit is, for the ones that know, this is the opportunity. This is the time. Straight up. The ones that don't know, I don't got nothing to say to y'all. I don't know what to say to you. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta wait until the ones that know build will have to be built in order for you to survive. That's something that I can say.
If you don't know, just stay black. Stay black. You'll get a job when shit pop off. You might not be an owner, but you'll be able to work in that kind of. But just stay black. Stay black. You'll get treated fairly. You get paid fairly. You know what I'm saying? I know some people are content with that, and that's cool as long as it's helping us. You know what I'm saying? But it's like the work. The work, you get underpaid, overworked, you get shorted on bonuses, or, you're not getting the promotion, you know what I'm saying? Those are the things that we won't have to deal with. But, just speaking to the now in yourself, just take care of yourself, take care of your health, save your bread. Treat your woman right. Take care of your fucking kids. You know what I mean? And just improve your life. But some of this shit, it might not get better for a little while. It might be a while, you know what I mean, with all the issues that we have. So you just got to remember to not get caught up in the worldly issues and just take care of yourself. Take care of the shit that you got in your community. If you can do that, you spoke to the brother that called in. He's speaking to local youth and influencing them and got kids going in the right direction. So, you can do that and just take care of yourself. You know, there's a lot of shit going on.
And know it's you. And know it's you. You know what I'm saying? Definitely know it's you. It's you. It all stops and ends with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, the end. If you want to fuck up, then you're going to fuck up. Just like somebody told me when I used to have my little hustle with these cars. I ain't even know how to drive. Dude told me, yo, you in control of the car. If you want the car to stop, then you hit brakes. If you want it to go, you hit gas. If you want it to go right, you turn right. If you want it to go left, you're going to go left. You in control. And I stuck with that through life. You dig what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
Thanks for listening, black people. We counting down, coming to that end of that show. You know what I'm saying? Hit us up on our Facebook, Twitter, In Black America on Facebook, or type in Bobby Black, In Black America 7 on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? We on the IG, In Black America.
If you want smoke, ain't no